Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. A day at the pumpkin patch. Autumn at Aurora's watch. The first crisp winds of autumn had arrived at Aurora's watch. The lighthouse stood wrapped in golden morning light, and the air smelled faintly of sea salt and fallen leaves. Zoe had already baked her first batch of pumpkin muffins, and Hazel was stringing acorn garlands along the windows. Milo, meanwhile, was trying to balance a tiny pumpkin on his head. Theo smiled warmly as he entered the kitchen, his soft glow reflecting off a tray of muffins. "Today," he announced, "I thought we could go to the pumpkin patch by Willow Miss Chores. Halloween is coming soon, and we need decorations for the lighthouse." "3 pumpkins," Hazel chirped, clapping her paws. "1 for the stairs, 1 for the porch, and 1 for inside." "Perfect," said Theo. "But we will all have to agree which ones to bring home." Milo grinned. "Oh, that will be easy." Zoe raised a brow. "You said that before the lantern-making day, and we needed 3 hours to decide on colors." Everyone laughed, and soon they were packing baskets and scarves, ready to set off down the forest path towards the pumpkin fields. The Pumpkin Patch Discovery. When they arrived, the field shimmered in shades of copper, amber, and soft peach. Pumpkins of every size peeked out from tangled green vines. Some were tall and oval, others squat and round, and a few had faint silver patterns that caught Lumi's eye. Milo dashed toward a giant crooked pumpkin. "This one! It's funny and huge, perfect for the steps." Zoe shook her head gently. "It's far too heavy. We should pick something round and smooth." Hazel pointed to a tiny one with freckles. "I like the small ones. They are cute and easy to carry." Olivia and Lumi exchanged a knowing glance. They could already sense a friendly disagreement brewing. "Maybe we should split into teams," Lumi suggested. "That way, each pair can find one special pumpkin." Theo nodded. "Excellent idea. Lumi and Olivia, you will be Team 1. Milo and Seppi will be Team 2, and Hazel and Zoe will be the 3rd. The teams set off across the patch, each with a different idea of what perfect meant. The Great Pumpkin Debate. The afternoon light turned golden, stretching across the rows of pumpkins like melted honey. Crickets chirped between the vines, and wisps of autumn wind carried the scents of earth and wood smoke. Lumi tilted her head. "Do you see the vines shimmer like starlight?" she asked softly. "It's as if they have soaked in moonlight all season." Olivia fluffed her feathers. "Perhaps these pumpkins grew under nights when the lighthouse beam touched them. That might be why they glow." On the other side of the patch, Milo was comparing pumpkins like a detective. "This one leans left," he said. "But that one's taller. What do you think, Seppi?" Seppi bounced excitedly from vine to vine. "I think we should pick the one that looks like it's about to laugh." Sure enough, their striped pumpkin had a natural curve at the top, almost like a grin. Milo gave it a playful pat. Then it's settled. The jolly one is ours. Meanwhile, Hazel was busy helping Zoe lift a tiny pumpkin onto her lap. Zoe brushed away a few specks of dirt and smiled softly. "It's small," she said, "but perfect for decorating. We could carve gentle shapes and let the candlelight dance through." Hazel nodded eagerly. "Maybe little leaves and swirls like the forest wind." They looked around at the other pumpkins gleaming under the sky. "I think ours will feel cozy," Zoe said. "Not the biggest or fanciest, but the warmest." As the sun dipped lower, the friends began to notice how the vines swayed, though no breeze blew and faint motes of golden light hovered over some of the pumpkins. Lumi paused, eyes wide. "Did you see that?" she whispered. "The pumpkins are glowing." Theo stepped closer, his soft light mingling with theirs. "It's the harvest magic," he said gently. After a long, peaceful silence, Milo spoke. "Well," he said, brushing off his paws, "I think that means our pumpkins approve of us." Zoe chuckled. "Then we'd better make them proud tonight." Theo nodded. "Indeed. Let's bring them home and let their stories continue in the light of the lighthouse." Each team proudly rolled their chosen pumpkin to the path. Milo and Seppi's was tall, crooked and covered in green stripes. "It's bold," said Milo, "just like us." Lumi and Olivia's pumpkin was smooth and pale, with soft silver veins running through it. "Calm and beautiful," Olivia said. Hazel and Zoe's was small, round and bright orange, a perfect classic pumpkin. Theo smiled. "They are all wonderful in their own way, but the contest isn't over yet. Next comes the carving and decorating." Milo's ears perked up. "A carving contest? Oh, we've got this." "Let's see about that," Hazel giggled. The journey home. The sun was already dipping low as the friends began their walk back to the lighthouse, each carrying or rolling their chosen pumpkin along the winding forest path. The air smelled of pine needles and distant sea salt. "Careful, Milo," Zoe called as his striped pumpkin wobbled dangerously close to a puddle. "I've got it," he said, just before it rolled straight into the mud. Seppi dove after it, laughing so hard he splashed everyone around him. Hazel giggled and wiped her face. Lumi's soft voice carried over the laughter. "Even messy pumpkins can find their beauty," she said kindly. "The moonlight will make them all shine tonight." Olivia nodded. "Just like each of us glows differently. But together we make the night brighter." As they walked, the forest grew dusky and the lighthouse beam appeared in the distance, sweeping gently across the sky. Theo paused for a moment, watching it turn. "Look," he said, "our light is already waiting to welcome us home." Everyone fell quiet for a moment, listening to the sound of waves below and the crunch of leaves beneath their feet. Then Milo nudged Seppi and whispered, "Race you to the door." Laughter rang through the twilight as they hurried the last stretch, pumpkins bumping along the path. The lighthouse windows gleamed like a promise of warmth, and by the time they reached it, everyone's cheeks were rosy, their hearts full and their pumpkins safe and sound, ready for the carving night to come. Carving night at the lighthouse. That evening the lighthouse glowed with golden candlelight. The friends gathered around the big wooden table, each team decorating their pumpkin. Everyone got to work. Milo and Seppi carved wild faces with white grins and tiny seashell teeth. Seppi added seaweed hair that flopped over one eye. They laughed so hard they could barely hold the carving knife steady. Lumi and Olivia worked in quiet concentration, carving crescent moons and tiny stars. When they placed a candle inside, soft silver light spilled through the shapes, reflecting the moonlight on water. Hazel and Zoe carved a gentle smile and surrounded it with carved vines and acorn motifs. Then they polished the surface with a touch of cinnamon oil, making it smell warm and sweet. When they were done, Theo walked slowly between the 3 pumpkins, his soft glow flickering in the candlelight. He admired the details, the wild humor, the calm grace, and the homely warmth. "They are all wonderful," he said. "Each one shows something special. Creativity, care, and teamwork. But the best part isn't which pumpkin wins. It's that we made them together." Everyone nodded, smiling at the flickering trio of lights. The pumpkins gleamed side by side on the windowsill, casting their glow across the sea. Outside, the wind whispered through the leaves, carrying laughter and the smell of Zoe's pumpkin pie. Hazel sighed happily. "We did it! 3 pumpkins and 3 stories." Milo winked. "And only a little mud on the floor this time." Theo chuckled softly. "Then it's a victory for everyone." As the night settled around Aurora's watch, the lighthouse shone a little brighter. A beacon, not just for ships, but for friends learning, once again, that differences can make something even more beautiful when shared together. Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? Harmony isn't about agreeing on everything. It's about shining together. Teamwork, compromise, and collaboration can turn a simple project into something truly special, just like the 3 pumpkins glowing together at the lighthouse. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork, and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.